the 2022 Midwest Gaming Classic. Gary here with Rocksolid Productions. We've got the beautiful banner here behind me. The show is not open yet, but we are going to go ahead and we're going to walk around. We're going to see what's going on, and we're going to share some of the sights and experiences with you of the show before the show opens today. Now, do me a favor, if you are in the stream and whatnot, make sure that you go ahead and say hi. Let me know that you are here, and in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and we are going to flip the camera around so you can see what I'm seeing, and I will narrate you as we go through it. Come on, you. I miss you already, Chris. All right, good. That at least lets me know that the stream is going live. So we are on the ground floor here of the... one of Cleaning Cards is here. I need to talk to you. I will call you later tonight, Adam. We are going to share with you kind of what's going on here from the way the floor is laid out. It is laid out a little bit differently than in previous years. So we actually have vendors here on the very first floor. And let me know too the quality of the stream, quality of the audio. I'm using my earbud here to capture my audio. Hopefully that comes through a little bit better. Here's where folks can go ahead and pick up some Midwest Gaming Classic swag. As you can see here, we already have people waiting in line to get in. And we are going to get in before everybody else. We do have an artist alley over here too, where we have some amazingly talented people. We've talked to Paul, who did the graphics for Robot Named Fight, also did the original design for the Mortal Kombat logo too. So we have talked to Paul quite a bit this weekend. He is not here. Again, the show does not start for about half an hour yet, I think. Paul Niemeyer, that's who we're talking about. So we are going to bring you into the hall. Let me know if there's anything that you folks are looking to see in particular, like if you're looking for a specific, system games, particular systems, collectibles, plushies, so on and so forth. So the vendor hall this year is on the main floor versus in the second floor like in years past. So we're going to walk you down here, come around, because every now and then I get a little bit lonely. No, that's turnaround, isn't it? The folks from Whatnot are here, and they have a huge booth right when you first walk in. They've been doing streams, they've been doing giveaways all weekend long. I mean, it's just really the right way to go ahead and sell your stuff online. It's crystal clear to anyone that this is just a great service that they are providing for us here in the industry. It's a great way for people to go ahead and, not only liquidate excesses that they have in their collection, but also help support creators that they like out there too. There is Atari Jaguar stuff here, and we will show you that now. Not all the vendors are open yet this morning, so that is one of the things to keep in mind. And in addition, there's also vendors out those doors that I will go ahead and make sure that we cover here in a little bit too. Now, one of my favorite people is this guy we're coming up here, and this is Brian, who made the graphics, the designs, the looks and everything for Rampage. Amazingly talented artist. Brian, how you doing? How has the show gone for you?
The show has been steady. It's been fun. It
awesome.
was a long day yesterday. The after party, I bailed on the after party at about 11, so I'm feeling my age.
Yeah.
I am feeling my age. But yeah, the show's been great. It's been a lot of fun.
But always great to see Brian. Thank you so much, my friend. And just a terrific guy, too. Oh, hey, talking about terrific guys, one of our good fans here.
How you
See
doing,
him
Gary?
every year. We're actually live right now. What are you looking for, my friend?
I'm just looking for the cheap games, day two. See if I can get some good deals going on.
There you go.
Just looking to clean up and getting some. I was eyeballing this thing. I don't know if I would pick it up or not. It's a PVM.
PVMs and CRTs are trash. I'm just going to throw that out there. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too. A lot more Atari stuff. Do you have a black suitcase? I think I left it at the Airbnb. Yes, I do have a black suitcase. Kind of a hard case. Oh, crap. I think I left my suitcase at the Airbnb. So I may be leaving here for a little bit to go back and get that. Hey, Moxie, how you doing? Yeah, now that you mention it, Jay, I don't think I grabbed that this morning, so... Now, these guys here have got a great booth as well. I actually picked up something that we will be talking about in our recap video later on. Dude, that would be awesome. Thanks, Jay. This is Dice City Games, and they have some great imports, some great U.S. titles. And again, we picked something up that we'll be discussing later on, and I owe you guys a case of water yet that's still out in my car. All right, so let's keep going here. All right, thanks, Jay. I has the dumbs, what can I say? So, again, you can kind of see, I think if anything, there are more vendors here than in previous years. Okay, sounds good, Jay. But I just don't know that there's more vendors, but they're also more tightly packed, so it's kind of hard to navigate a lot of times too. So, we are seeing imports here as well. We have picked up some imports, although I was looking for Adventure Island 4 for the Famicom, not to be had. Pre-show wheeling and dealing going on.
Yeah, never got it done.
Retro Dimension, I've definitely talked about these guys in the past. Hey, you see that Nintendo shelf? You may be seeing that again in a future video I'm going to say about that. All right, Chris, this is for you. Unfortunately, it's not Sculptor's Cut. All right, so, sorry, here I am struggling with the gimbal. There we go. We wanted some Jaguar stuff, huh? So let's talk Jaguar, let's talk Evercade on hand here. We also have, and I need to stop back a little bit later on, there's also Iron Soldier 3 for the Nuon. And as you all have recently seen, we have picked up a Nuon. Let's see, we've got Atari Jaguar controllers, games for the Jaguar too. So hopefully this is kind of what you were looking for in terms of Jaguar stuff. Also have some stuff for the Lynx. How's the audio and the video looking, by the way, everybody? Just let me know if you could. As the gimbal kind of goes out of control. Where are you going? A lot of games here. All we're going to say about that. All right, one of our favorite vendors are here. Gamers for Gamers. We actually have a gift that we presented them, and we'll be covering in our footage later on this week. I mean, this is pretty typical of conventions where you've got, totes and totes and totes. And we also have a Jaguar and a Jaguar CD. I don't know that I've ever seen the CD in person. I may have to come back and... oh, thanks, Adam. And yes, I seriously do need to talk to you about some business later on. Monkey business. I don't know that I've ever seen the CD before. So I may have to come back, although I've kind of... I don't want to say I've spent a ton, because I haven't... I think I've picked up like 5 things. My daughter Cassie and her boyfriend Jeffrey, they were here with us last night. Jeffrey's got to work today, but Cassie will be with us a little bit later. So pops, 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 and pops. This is one of the cool things too. Check this out over here. So this guy, how many people remember the original Transformers comic books? I mean, these are amazing. I may have to add a couple of these to my collection. I always loved those. Some beautiful Dasu Dragon designs have got some amazing leatherwork and whatnot. Just some really cool stuff. Some Majora's Mask. We'll come down here. We have plushies. More plushies. And at some point, I do think I'm going to have to buy an F-bomb from you guys.
Absolutely. Got to.
All right. So let's see what else. So we had requests for Jaguar stuff. We've shown that. Any other requests that people are looking for? Or any other questions about the show? There we have Norm, the gaming historian. Morning, Norm. Norm's such a great guy. He's got a booth set up here. He either did a panel, has a panel, or was supposed to do a panel yesterday. Pat's here from CU Podcast. Good morning, Pat. Always love to see Pat around. Make sure you say hi to Ian. We miss him. Wish he was here.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's such a great guy. Norm's got his notebooks out as well. A lot of Lego stuff this year too. I don't remember as much Lego stuff in years past, and they do have the Lego NES with the CRT in here. Would be better with the flat panel. Just saying. Ooh. Anyone need a copy of Sonic? It's a wild Adam Korlick.
What are you stealing now? This guy steals stuff.
I'm not stealing anything.
He steals everything. Careful.
I stole your hearts.
I'll give it back.
I touched him in his feels. Let's see. Minifigs. I think Do You Nerd actually got a bunch of these last year. So one thing that's interesting, seeing a combination of like, we'll take anything for payment and then cash only. And we have Mr. Brett Weiss here with his omnibus.
Hey.
Had breakfast with him this morning. Good to see you as always.
Absolutely, you too.
Actually, no, these are what Do You Nerd bought last year. Mega Man for the Game Boy. Again, hope everybody is doing well this morning. We've got a Wild John in the Wild John in the wild. I guess we have the Johns.
You don't see this every day.
Ooh, yeah, Turbo Express car adapter.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Riggs in the background.
Oh, sure. Thank you for this. So you have
People got a little deflated over here, it looks like. Dad jokes. Get it? Deflated. Let's see. I almost picked up, and I may still pick this up here for our good friend Bird of Prey 5. Check this out. It's a Star Trek TNG loot crate. Helps if I show it on screen, doesn't it? So we may get that for our good friend Bird of Prey 5. I know he's had some dental issues lately. We wish him the best. So I know recently I showed the video with the RC Mario Kart. It was from Carrera RC. They also make slot car tracks, and that's actually the track right there. So very cool to see that. We have some, we've actually made some business deals while we're here too. So hopefully I'll be able to announce a few things here soon too. Let's see. What do we want? Oh, Who Wants Toxic Crusader? We've got that. I am floored that Darkwing is going. No Prometheus posters, LDG. Nobody cares. Surprised how much Darkwing has shot up. I remember paying $30 for it less than 3 years ago. It wasn't CIB, but still. A lot of these type of booths here this year too. So like puzzles and games and board games. You know, your typical sort of, accoutrement with different sorts of systems. Not seeing anything really PS5 or Xbox Series S or X at this one. Seeing a lot more guitars though. I mean, that's interesting. Now this is one of those, we may have to have a discussion later on for a Wii Mini. Yes, I know it is not as hackable, as easily usable as the regular Wii, but I still kind of want one. Let's see. Oh, 200 bones for the GameCube startup disc now. That's fun. Snow Brothers, remember this is coming back out for the Switch. Limited Run Games will have that coming out here shortly. Same things again, where like I mentioned, board games, posters. Let me know in the chat too, have you been to any conventions recently? And if you have been, what were they and how was it? Some great artwork here. I want to say, can I ask you, have you ever been to the Southeast Game Exchange?
No.
Okay, so it wasn't you. Someone with very similar skills we bought a poster of and we sent to a friend of ours, and I thought it could have been you. This is awesome. You've got Metroplex, Omega Supreme, Hot Rod, Ironhide, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Prowl. Really cool artwork here. So, and this is pretty much the last row downstairs for the vendor hall. Do want to point out, too, that the Milwaukee Brewers here are in town this weekend against the Cubs. Yeah, we've pounded their socks in the last 2 nights, so that's been fun. We got 20 people in the stream right now. Thanks so much. I appreciate you coming by. I haven't seen anything pop up in the chat in a bit. I saw LDG have posted a few things, so I hope I'm not missing anything. If I did, feel free to go ahead and post it again. We're going to go out the main hall now. We're going to go upstairs. And here we have Premium Edition games. They've got copies of Romut. Yeah. We've got, ooh, new game. Demon's Tier artwork. We may have some more information on that coming up soon. New partnerships possibly announced there too, so that'll be awesome. Actually, before we go upstairs, we're going to go around the bend here, moving right along. Footloose and fancy free. Let's see. Smash the like button. Thank you, username. Moxie, never been to conventions. Okay. So, oh, Corlick was... Okay, now I see the Corlick reference that he was making. Stitch Tunes over here. So, this is the bonus stage from the Hair of the Dogcast crew. This is where we did our panel yesterday, and it went okay. And they have not had vendors down this way in previous years, so it's kind of good to see that they needed the space because demand for vendors and whatnot had grown so large. Boxed NES control deck back there. Some more stuffies. Not to be confused with Steffi. That would be Adam Steffi from One Up Cleaning Cards. Let's see. And then just some artists down this way. Not a whole lot. So we are going to turn around. We're going to move right along down the other way. Beautiful Sunday here in Milwaukee. We are at the Wisconsin Center. Again, for Midwest Gaming Classic 2022. And pretty much my obligations for the weekend are done. I'm going to hang out for a little bit. I think I've gotten most of my pickups. What I have been looking for has been... I was looking for a copy of Cruisin' for the Wii, Adventure Island 4 for the Famicom, and a Dogbone controller. And we will show you again in our video later this week whether or not we got those, and some additional things. One thing that I actually helped Jay from NES Addict get when we were at the Southeast Game Exchange, I think in 2019. And I never thought that I would have one in my collection, and I now do. Hey, Krillin, how's it going? We'll give you a look around. Hey, Waves and Games, glad to see you here. So we're heading up to the second floor. So traditionally, this is where everything's been, has been up here. This year, they mixed up. Part of it is because they have a gymnastics competition over that way. So now we're going to give you back to the other side so you can break on through, hopefully. There we go.
That looks really good.
And on the second floor here, really, it's just like food. But we do have panels down this way. Let's see. It could be better reasons. Oh, sorry to hear that. You're going to show the... Yes, I'm going to go up to the Pinball Room here. That's actually up on the third floor. And I'm not going to show a ton down here because it's basically just side rooms where people have got panels and build projects and things. You know, more of the signage and everything over there. And part of it, too, is there's a jukebox over here, and I don't want to get copyright ID or content ID match. So, and again, thanks everybody for hanging out with us this morning. I've seen a couple people mention it. Make sure you go ahead, hit that like button, share this out, let people know that we are live right now. The big MGC banner there, and then pretty much down this way are all the bigger panel rooms and whatnot. We're not going to go down that way, but we do have some inside baseball to show you. So a few people went ahead and left their John Hancock, as it were, and signed a few spots. If you look very closely, there you go. All right, thanks LDG, I appreciate it. So the cool thing about the jukebox here is the fact that it actually plays gaming music. So it's got Metroid, it's got Animal Crossing, it's got Mario, and it's not Mario, Bird of Prey 5, it's Mario. So that's pretty much what's on the second floor. The third floor is where a lot of the excitement is, because that is the free play area. Here, we'll turn you around again, because it's just nondescript people that way, and this way you can see me a little bit. Hi! In my Brewers gear, yes, representing. So in wrestling, a lot of times you have the heel wrestler who does the your hometown sucks kind of thing. I'm completely pandering to my hometown here. So there's that. One thing I will say too, so last year at the Pinball Expo, I picked up a LED name tag that I never found after the show. Well, I had to buy another one, so we will get that going here in a second. There we go, and there you can kind of see what it does. So pretty neat sort of setup there. We're getting to the top of the escalator here. Now last year they actually had a wrestling ring up here, and that's not here this year, which is unfortunate because it was kind of neat to see. Oh, they've even changed this from last night. So this area they had set up last night for pinball tournaments. And they had the wrestling ring was over there last year. But we're going to go into this room here, because this is just the fun room. This is the playroom. And this is where they actually have the free play arcades. They've got consoles and everything set up. You can see right over here there's someone trying out VR. They've got some Teslas in here. By the way, Elon, love you. Make sure that you sponsor the channel. We love that. They have a gaming museum set up, and the cool thing about this is, hey Ruben, how you doing? Yeah, this is a very large event. I mean, and the cool thing about the museum is it exposes the younger generation to games and systems that they may never have experienced. I mean, if you think about it, the GameCube is almost 30 years old at this point. Same with the PS2, because you figure that was 90, well, I guess it'd be closer to 25. You know, playing the NES, you know, PS3 and the Xbox 360. Parappa the Rapper, yep. I mean, I will admit I had never played an Atari 2600 before. They have or not 2600, 7800. Here's a 5200. I will probably sit down and play that later on, because I've never tried it. Some other things for broadcast and streaming over there. We'll go over this way, because we saw some really cool things over here too. And you figure, I mean, there's already people in here, and the event, if anything, is at the top of the hour yet. I don't have a watch on, I can't see with the stream. The event just opened at the top of the hour. You know, classic Doom on a 486 DX2. You know, things like is this the Fair Channel F? You know, the Odyssey. You've got the Atari boxes and whatnot over here. The brown box, that's what it is. This was actually here in October, but you know, the history of video games, where it goes back to the Odyssey, the Fairchild Channel F, that's what I was thinking of. The RCA Studio 2, Atari. You know, there's so much history that a lot of people are interested in, and a lot of people are just naive to. And through no fault of their own, there's just so much to know about this hobby, which is what you can learn something new about the gaming world every day, including ET. Moxley, thanks so much for the $1 super chat. I appreciate it, my friend. You've got the flashback systems that kind of help bridge that gap a little bit. Some of the paraphernalia, and I'm going to go by this a little bit more slowly so folks can kind of see it. This is what I love about events like this, and Portland does it very well too, is the history that's on display, not just for the systems, the cartridges, the games, but the signage. Oh, I remember these at Blockbuster. They had the rental cases for the Sega Genesis, the Sega CD, and then the Saturn. They have a Saturn and a Dreamcast set up, although something looks to be wrong with their system because those are black and white. Oh, that hurts my heart to see the blue fade so bad, or the white actually is faded so badly on there. It's yellowed up. It's a JVC-XI. You know who doesn't have a JVC-XI? That would be Chris from Game Dad. Future of our hobby right there, the youngster trying out an old, I think it's a Magnavox system. Again, appreciate everybody coming and checking out the stream right now. Atari had their own, test selection stuff and everything. And that's also why things like the Atari VCS and the Intellivision Amico, there's so much promise behind them, and people want it because this stuff still resonates with people. They're still fans of it. Oops, excuse me. I don't know about you guys, but that looked like Santa Claus, so I need to make sure I'm doing good. A bunch of PCs down that side. So this is an actual PlayStation TV where it's got speakers and everything built into it. So actually, I think this is PlayStation TV. No, it's Samsung, but it's got the fold-out speakers where it protects the screen and whatnot. For those of you who have never seen it, yes, there's a PS5 in the house. So yeah, they always do an amazing job here with the Gaming Museum. It's a Famicom Sharp Turbo Twin.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Neo Geo, one of the Turbo Graphics, the Super Graphics, I think that is. Also, just want to say a huge thanks to everyone who has seen us here at the show, said hi. I think that is a Mark III. That sure is a Sega Master System Mark III. And, I didn't even notice this initially. Check that out. That is a Sega SC3000 personal computer. Alright, let's keep walking. Whoa! Now, up that way towards that side of the hall, you're getting into pinball and arcade machines. We played quite a bit yesterday with Cassie, Jeffrey, and I. There's a racing game that's pretty fun that the three of us were playing. I think we're going to go for another 10 more minutes. Well, they even have switched it up. They were doing Smash tournaments yesterday. Dreamcast. No, it's not a title, is it? No, not quite sure what that one is. I know that's a PS3. Wii U, Xbox 360, some plug and plays. So, and I know that I've shown mine, but it is awesome to see the Samsung Nuon on display with the very rare Logitech controller. Brightburns, yes, I saw that yesterday. So there's an Amiga CD32. Oddball type of controller, but it works. Panasonic Q. I will one day own one of those. Great little system here. The Evercade Versus. They've got it set up for people to check out. And then a PSP connected to a TV. Actually, it's a PSP Go. And then we have a 32X along with a Funtech Super 8-can. An Apple Pippin. For those who have never heard of it, yes, they actually created their own gaming system. I know Adam Korlick has one of them. Virtual Boy. Actually, it's the first Virtual Boy I've seen here this weekend. More Dreamcast and PS1 stuff. Xbox Series X. God, that thing is massive. I think that's an analog or Mega. So that's the analog SG. Yvette, thank you so much. I appreciate it, my friend. And then down below that is the analog pocket hooked up to the TV dock and everything. And then we've got an analog NT along with the super analog NT. I haven't seen an Amstrad yet. But I would not doubt that it's here somewhere, but it would probably be over that way where we've already walked through. Now, I think it's kind of cool. They're even adding the mini systems like the PlayStation Mini, the Genesis Classic. They've got the NES and Super NES Classic here. I mean, they don't have the most accurate replication of gameplay, but you know what? A lot of people have them, and they're still fun. Kind of good to see this. This is the old school controller for the GameCube that is based off the Hori one. That's like stupid expensive now. And they've been doing Legend of Zelda 4 Swords cooperative gameplay on here. You can hear it's getting a little bit noisier in here. We're getting closer to the actual arcade system. So they've got CDI set up here along with a 3DO. Two major failures for systems. NES top loader along with Super Nintendo. Let's see, a Sega Saturn and a Master System. I love the Master System. I wish Osmond was here. I know he is a huge fan as well. There's some more Atari Jaguar for you. If you have never seen one of these, I'm going to pick this up. It's been 25 years since I held one. That is the controller for an Atari Jaguar. It seems like it would be a beast. It's super comfortable to hold, though. It's actually a really comfortable controller. A little bit over-engineered, but Let's see what else. We have a Turbo Graphics 16 with the Turbo CD, and then another Dreamcast. Super Famicom, again I mentioned it earlier, Sharp Famicom Twin, one of my favorite systems of all time. A couple Saturns. The Tower of Power. It's a Mark I Tower of Power too, with the Genesis Mega Drive along with the Sega CD. And then here again, this is the Super Graphics, which played 16 games. Had a little bit more RAM, I think. Yeah, the Super NES was a great system. Now, this is the MSX2. I had never seen one in the wild before this weekend, but this is just another sort of hybrid computer gaming system. I can only pick one game console, be the Mega Drive, great system. Used to own an Atari Jaguar and CD. Oh, awesome systems. Neo Geo, stupid expensive but beautiful arcade quality. This is a Sharp X6800 kind of gaming PC. Let's see, we're kind of getting to the end of the museum here. Some classic ColecoVisions. These were up and running yesterday, I know that. Atari 2600 with some dig dug going. And where is it here? I was too tired to send this up by Instagram. But where is it here? Just for Bird of Prey 5. Sega on the Atari. There's the Atari 7800. First time I got to play one ever was yesterday on that thing. I don't really have a preference either way, Brightburns. I love Christopher Reed as Superman. He was amazing. I also love Michael Keaton though as Batman. Neo Geo CD along with the red variant as well. Tempest 2000 is the reason to own that game. All right, I love this. So we have a Sharp Famicom Twin. The game that we have in here right now, Why World 2, amazing game. We love that game. We have a Famicom going with the Turtles, the arcade game. Contra 3, some Sonic playing on a Sega CDX, or no, that's an XI. PCFX from NEC, another Super FX. Just really, really cool stuff here. I love the fact that, oh, take a look at that! Take a look at that custom TurboGrafx 16. I focus, and that's about the best focus we're gonna get. TurboGrafx 16, such an amazing system. I'm glad that I have one and a PC Engine now. J.J. Abrams' Star Trek was, yes, very good. Yeah, I want to get back into streaming. I've just been so stinking busy, it's not even funny. Like, there have been nights that I've been, like, on a Tuesday or Wednesday, oh, I'm going to stream. And then it's like, oh, no, I have other stuff to do. Nintendo Wii set up with Wii Sports. So many hours spent on that game. Another Dreamcast setup. The N64. Go Street Racer. Whoop. I apologize for that. My gimbal just died. So give me a moment here. I apologize. That was weird. There we go. Sorry about that. So since I'm streaming and not using my gimbal app, I think that it powered off out of safety. So sorry about that. I did not anticipate it. No, Casino Royale is a terrible episode of Star Trek. PlayStation 2, Hyperkin clone system. Another N64. Alright, so that's pretty much the museum side of it. We're going to walk you through the arcade part because that's stinking cool. So it seems like it's more pinball heavy this year than last year. I mean, there's amazing pinball machines here. We don't have the giant Godzilla, but we have Spawn of Godzilla. As we are winding down here, let me know if there's anything in particular you would want me to look for. They are again doing an auction. I know Adam Steffi from One Up Card is not here, but there is the Simpsons arcade cab along with Donkey Kong 3. Yeah, no, I'm not bidding on any. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. They have these like emulation type things. No, I don't have all the time in the world. Baby Pac-Man. I remember this. Holy cow. So it's a combination video game pinball game. That's cool. The original Bump and Jump. Let's see what else we have over here. Some more pinball. On this side, we've got some more arcade cabs. And some more pinball. Yeah, it just seems like this part of the show is considerably smaller than previous years. Looking for is a Vita T. I haven't seen any. And they're in super high demand. Now, I could not get this to work. I don't know if it is set up to work instead of on free play where you need to use quarters. But I would have loved to see, and I did run into Megadan 29 yesterday. I would love to see Megadan play some original arcade Punch-Out. R-Type, great game there too. And then we do have the cars. We have the Knight Industries 2000, also known as KIT. And many people don't realize KIT was also voiced by the same actor who was the principal or the teacher in Boy Meets World. Kind of wish he had the LED going on. And then, of course, you got to go back in time. You got the DeLorean. And they've got the lights and everything. The flux capacitor is clearly fluxing. Got Marty's hoverboard is in there. Super cool stuff. A lot of detail that's gone into this. Not movie used. It's a recreation, of course. But still beautiful, just attention to detail that has gone into this. And then they always like to bring the, it's actually 2 T's, not 1, for KIT. You know, they bring in the Jurassic Park Jeeps and the Toyota Land Cruiser, and the Mirthmobile is back. Brightburn's Get Out. It is one of the greatest sequels of all time. Back to the Future 2 is the best out of all 3 movies. Yep, I've also seen one of the movie used ones in Universal, California. Yep. You can choose to play Rush the pinball game, or you may not, but regardless, you still have made a choice. Let's see, you've got some Mandalorians pinball back here. It is the way. So Cassie, Jeffrey, and I played this quite a bit yesterday. Nitro Trucks basically remind me of a like an off-road Mickey Thompson's not Mickey Thompson, Ivan the Iron Man Stewart Super Off-Road meets Cruising USA. Super fun game. And then we have Kingpin Games back here. Arcade, I mean, not just with the auction, but they also have machines for sale. So this one is $3,000 for 135 games. Yeah, Spooky Pinball over here. A couple more pinball machines. And that's pretty much... All right, sounds good, Jay. I'm going to head downstairs in a second. I'm just about to wrap up the stream. So, and speaking of which, if anyone's got any final questions before we sign off, I know we've had about a 45-minute walk around the clock, around the hall here. Hopefully the stream quality has been good throughout. Batman and Robin is one of the worst sequels of all time, yes, but the worst sequel of all time is Star Trek 2009 because it's a sequel to the original movies, and the J.J. Abrams verse is just terrible. So that pretty much wraps up the whole portions of it. We're going to flip it around. How you doing? Not how you feeling. That's John Riggs. How you doing is me. Actually, I don't even have a tagline like that. So if there are any other final questions, let me know in the chat. We'll hang out with you for a couple of minutes. We may try to find a place to sit down because my feet's is tired. Getting old sucks. So this has been a great show. I haven't picked up a ton of things. I think we've done more quality than quantity. And hang on one second. Let me flip this around. Someone needs to warn Sonic that the doctor is on the lookout for him. We saw something blue speeding that way.
You did? Really?
Yes.
Well, just to let you know, I just want to talk to that little blue girl.
Just a conversation.
Just a conversation.
I can relate to that. So, good cosplay here. Any other conventions this year I am attending? Yes, I will be at 2 more so far this year that I am pretty much confirmed for, that I know I'm going regardless if I'm an invited guest or just going. I will be at the Bloomington Normal Game Con in about 3 weeks in Bloomington Normal. And then I will be, they just recently announced the dates for the Midwest Gaming, or not Midwest Gaming, I'm at the Midwest Gaming Classic. Mo Game Con will be the July the 30th, I think it is. So we're going to take a seat here because, like I say, I am old and tired. My feet hurts. And we'll give you a look at, well, here, you know what? Give you a look at downtown Milwaukee. Come on, you flip around. So, there's part of the skyline down here. You know, I claim Milwaukee as my hometown. I'm actually from about 20 minutes away from a city called Menominee Falls. No, this has been a good show. It's been a different sort of show. Yesterday morning, I'm not claustrophobic, but there were so many people in different booths and whatnot where I just turned to Cassie and Jeffrey and it's like, yeah, we'll come back. We'll get this one later. I think I've picked up a total of 4 games and maybe some furniture as well. So overall, good show. Wii prices are going up, strangely. And it's harder to find common titles for the Wii. Not seeing the crash in the NES, does it feel more normal there, like 2020 or pre-2020? No, it's been busier than, so my first year here was 2019, and I hadn't been to any of the earlier shows. I was going to come in 2018 when Billy Mitchell was here, but there's a huge ice storm on Friday. I'm like, yeah, not gonna risk the travel. This is like the first year I went to Portland in 2018, so it's been very consistent. People have been amazing to hang out with and talk to, and the vendors have been great. Everybody's just, it's a celebration of the hobby, and that's what this is all about. And it's a good thing. It's really the right way to kind of do this type of thing, is just to go and have fun and be chill and relax and hang out with your friends and make new ones and make lasting memories as well. So we're heading down the escalator because I have to go pick up my suitcase because I'm an idiot and left it with Jay from Square Pegs at the Airbnb where we were staying last night. So my overall thoughts of this year, good to see the support. People want to be out. Yes, people do want to be out. I think I would prefer to have the vendor hall next to the free play area like it was in years past. Having everything on the floor level for the vendors, I'm sure makes it a heck of a lot easier for vendors to get their stuff in and out. They don't have to go up and down stairs or elevators or anything along those lines. So it's got to be easier on them. Me as someone to participate in the event and be at the event, I'd kind of like to have everything for the most part on the same level. And it's a bit, it's not off-putting, but it's a little odd, the fact that the vendor floor is on the bottom floor and then the free play area is all the way up on the top. But this has been a great and amazing show. It's been a fun stream hanging out with anyone. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes for any questions. Otherwise, we are going to wrap things up. And I'm going to get something to drink. And I think in the end, my daughter's coming down. We're going to walk around a little bit more later on today. Also got to thank the guys from Gaming Off the Grid, Wes and Russ. I got a copy of Contra for the PS4 that they gave to me. So super appreciate that. I'm going to turn this around here so you can see people coming in. Come on, you. A lot of lag and latency in the YouTube app. Not cool. So people waiting to get in. It's been a great event overall. I think people have enjoyed it. They've had fun. Sounds good, Curly. Yeah, go ahead and just send me something on Twitter, and I'll go ahead and respond to it later. And it's just, one final thing. They weren't here before. They are here now. We have the original actors from Mortal Kombat here. Kano. And we have Master Daniel. We love him, one of our favorite people out there. And great people, great time, great fun, great event. I don't think they have their dates locked in for next year yet, but everything, talking to them leading up to the event, April is their normal time of year. that's when the next one will be. God forbid anything else happens. So that is going to do it for our walkthrough and stream. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you missed anything, it's going to be up available for everybody to be able to check out. We will have our recap video up on the channel here. I don't think tomorrow, but I'm aiming for Tuesday. Not sure if I'm going to have an upload for tomorrow or not, since I am traveling back home. But do want to also, here we go. Here's our buddy John Riggs back here.
Thanks back
Well,
there.
looks like we lost connection for a guy. So, all right. Well, we are going to sign out, and we will see you soon. And until next time, we are checked out. Gone.